Hey folks, Mike and McGee here. Today we have drove about an hour from my house to here to help Tommy and
April.
I always go blank. Last time it was you.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Tommy and April. You might remember them from a previous video. They made a guest appearance on the Sportsman's Dinner. You might remember. We went to a church house and we ate every manner of creeping, crawling things.
Well,
Beasts.
You ate every man.
And it was good. We're up here in a very remote region of Tennessee. We're going to scald some chickens. We're going to do an entire processing of chickens. How many chickens is it?
22.
22? And turkeys.
Yeah, I think like 10 or 12.
10 or 12 turkeys. So this is not no monkey business. We're fixing to get down and dirty. Recently, I've been told by probably 5 different people, unrelated, they cannot find a good chicken butchering video. They are so edited to where you can't really see how to do it. You see them doing it somewhat, high points, but you don't really see. So today we're going to get down and dirty. We're going to show you how to do it so that if you're trying to learn, you can literally see it. I don't care if this video is monetized or not. This video is for educational purposes, and that's where we're going to go. So we're going to start with the cones. You can probably see them back there. I'm going to have a completely separate video about the cones and how to use cones. But in this video, I'll show you a little snippet of that as well, and then we're going to get them in the scalder. So let's get with it. Here's all you do right here. This cone basically is to keep them from just flopping all over the yard, because you've heard of being like a chicken with your head cut off. I'm going to do this very quickly and humanely. We'll draw a curtain over this scene. So basically, a chicken usually flops for about 20 seconds. It's actually a good thing because it keeps their heart pumping the blood out of them. You don't want blood all in the meat. So now that that's done, we'll move on to the scalding. I have to say, Tommy and April have raised some very clean chicken. I've never seen chicken feet this clean. Unbelievable and very soft. I mean, that could go straight into the chicken foot soup. Let's go scald this baby. All right, we got our water just a little under 150, and that's what you want. And you can use these feet to hold the bird under the water. Otherwise, you have to use a stick or something to press them in. Chickens don't float quite as bad as ducks. Ducks are very difficult. The time that you hold them under is going to probably vary with the bird, but I usually hold them under about a minute or so, and then I test. Just check and see how they pull out. All right, we're going to check it. Look at that. That's perfect. That is perfect. Oh, even the wing feathers. So this thing is ready to put in the plucker. All right, here we go. Hey, dog. Unbelievable. He's done. I mean, that thing, it gets a little bit frisky with these thin skinned chickens, but that's not really a problem. But there's no feathers left. And once he dries off, we'll see if there's any pin of them, the hair feathers. And if they are, they can easily be singed off. But that's unbelievable right there. Folks, you just seen the first chicken that I've ever put in a plucker. And I'm 44 years old. I got 2 of them.
Wow, that is impressive right there. You said like this.
Yeah. Put it down where it don't.
You got your hands full.
It's a bloodbath.
Wow. That's a quad chopper right there. I
think it's gonna be all right. I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 since the water is holding fine. And sometimes the feathers can kind of block out the water from getting to the skin, so just kind of, I don't know, agitate them a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna take them out and we'll try them. I didn't scald them quite as long this time, but I'm hoping that we'll see how that works. Here we go, 2 of them. Unbelievable.
That one was really good. I think the more the better in there.
And there's just a couple little old strays here and there which can be pulled by fingers real easy.
Cool.
The feet came all the way since I scalded them all the way. And them babies are in great
What?
shape. Hold it. All right, here we go. Here we go. This particular bird right here is not coming perfect, but it's so easy just to do this that it's not worth scalding again, in my opinion, which is just an opinion.
Yeah, that's great.
5 are ready to cut up, and as you see, they're in great shape. Any kind of stray feather can just be pulled off at any time. It comes off so easy you could literally spray them with water and they would just come right off. That's how easy it is. All right, here's our birds. Here's the separation. These young birds are just super easy. Just go down like that, then while still pulling down, you just go like that. I mean, it cuts right through even bone. They're so tender. But that's a chicken paw right there is what that is. Okay, here's the part that nobody's showing on YouTube. And I'm gonna show it. Here is the vent. That's where the poo and the eggs comes from. So you have nothing but skin from this point to this point. It's all skin. And the skin wraps around and comes all the way to the ribs right here. So there's plenty of room there to get all this out. So the main thing you don't want in here is the vent. So always start and cut completely around the vent. Oh, little pooey poo. Don't be afraid of a little pooey poo. It can be washed off. And I'm gonna go ahead and just open this on up so it's more visible. Okay, so we're open. These things are extremely tender, so stuff can happen. Don't panic when something happens. There ain't nothing poisonous about this. And then we're going to come along the tail and finish it off. There's a little bit of stuff attaching, but these birds are so young, really don't have to worry about it. So before I pull anything else out of the back, I'm gonna go up the front where the neck is. I'm gonna cut that skin. I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to loosen around the crawl. This is where the food would normally go. They withheld them from feed for a few hours, so there's no food in there, thankfully. Now just kind of loosen that up to where when you pull, all this will come out with it. If it don't, not to worry, you can pull it out the front side too. Okay, now we're gonna pull out the back, everything that we can. Now the first thing you're gonna notice is there's a big old gizzard right there, right off the bat. And that's good to pull with, but I go ahead and go on up and get a hold of everything. And here it comes. And see, all this stuff here is gonna pull out with it. Just like that. And there it is. This is everything except the heart. I usually leave the heart in the bird. I'm gonna pull the heart on out now. Now he's completely empty at this point. I would spray him out and spray him on the outside, inside and out, just clean him up good. And he's ready to go in cold water or ice bath, whatever you like to do. All right, our water got a little too hot. I'm gonna do a test. I'm just gonna, you know how I like to experiment. Our water's 160. Let's see what happens here. Now I know I can't leave it in long or I'm gonna cook it, completely cook the skin. So I'm just testing it quite often. And I'm moving it around, pulling it up. I think it's pretty well ready already. Get out of there, feet. Ow, ow, ow. So far we're finding that 160 is okay if you don't leave them in too long.
Like what, 20, 30 seconds?
Just, yeah, not long at all. And we're fixing to find out on the plucker if that's true. I got a feeling there's going to be some of them stay on but look, the feet peel good too. So I'm going to take him on out. We may have a little more cleanup to do than normal, but I think he's going to come pretty easy. All right, we're going to put 4 in here. Just see what 4 will do. All right, here we go. All right, so here's what we got. Almost completely clean. Just a couple of, there's a tail feather here and there. The feet skin is basically all off. Just kind of finish that up. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Okay, just go ahead and pull forward like this and you'll see, yep. And then just kind of cut across. Don't go very deep at all. You just want to just get in there, but you don't want to get into the guts. Once you get that hole, just kind of build on what you got started.
Okay.
Take that all the way down on both sides, basically to the tail. Okay, so right there is where the poop comes out. You don't want to cut that. So you want to cut on both sides to the tail. Yeah, but remember there's guts in there too. So just, yeah, you're doing good. Right at the edge like that. And so when you get it down to that point, you can sort of lift up like this.
Okay.
And I don't know if it really matters which direction. See, I cut into the gut a little bit because I went too deep.
Okay.
But it's not just like a life or death situation. It's just so close. Actually, I don't think I got in the gut. That was just a fatty blob. So anyway, once you get that done, just start separating it with your fingers.
Here, how do I?
You've got it pretty much.
Oh, okay.
And you cut into the same fatty blob I did. Okay, just go ahead and cut on through that fatty blob.
All right. We'll keep that intact. You're gonna pull it out.
Mm-hmm. Now all you got to do is reach in above all that stuff. You might be able to get 3 fingers in. You take him by the wings like this. Actually, hold on just a second. Let's do first things first. Turn around and do the same thing here. Just go all the way out. Now turn it around and run it all the way, the whole length out through the neck, straight down the neck, long neck. Perfect. Now, the windpipe is pretty much free already. The esophagus is somewhat attached, so you can separate them with your fingers or with your knife either way, and just get them to where they are going to be somewhat free floating.
This here?
Yes, that's the crawl. That's actually the crawl, and you can separate it with a knife or by fingers, just whatever suits you. Worst comes to worst, I mean, you can literally cut that off, but some old food can potentially drain out on it.
Yep.
So once you get to that point, take your finger and go like that, top and bottom, just to make sure that you separate all that stuff. Now we're ready to go back to where I had you a while ago with 3 fingers up here. You can feel the liver and you can feel the heart and stuff. You don't have to get the heart in order to get everything. And just start pulling out. Dude. Okay, I made a mistake and busted that's what it looks like if you bust the gallbladder.
Oh, wow. Ooh, it's green.
Yeah, and not good, not a good green. Not a good green. So at this point, they're ready to pull the heart on out. All right. So that's basically it. You can kind of run your finger in and feel and see if you got everything.
I don't know if I don't.
Well, there'll be like pieces of windpipe, like I've got here. I've actually got a piece of windpipe.
Doesn't smell so great.
Yeah. But you'll learn, eventually you'll learn that that bad smell is actually the good smell.
I think I got everything.
Yeah. See, I have a little piece of windpipe there.
So tell me about the oil one. You didn't mention it. I don't know. Is it important?
It's up on top. We
Are
don't.
supposed to nip it off or not?
We don't. We
Okay.
don't fool with it at all. Some people might.
Some people make a big deal about it.
Really?
Yeah. So it's not a big deal.
No, not to me. It's never been a big deal. Right there, you can see some oil coming out.
Yeah.
So if you want to cut it out, let's just do it right quick. Either side of the thing. And just basically all the way around. So that would be it. If you don't want it, it's gone. But we've never ever had a problem with it.
Still here.
Still here. So I'll go and dump those, and then you can start on the next one,
Okay.
and I'll help you till we get these.
Those are some big ones.
All right, we got us a great system going. Them guys there are catching the chickens, doing the cone, cutting the head, and scalding them. Then they move over here to the other two boys. Was Caleb helping y'all too, or just the two of you? Just moving around and different people doing different things. Looks like David and Joel and Caleb. Joel is my cameraman. And then it's going over here to the ladies. They've been able to really keep the process going, getting them things de-gutted, and then we get them in the cold water. That's just basically as easy as it gets. Okay, so this is the gizzard. This is the part that I showed you that comes out pretty much first. I'm going to show you what it's all about. There is meat. It's a tougher type meat. And I cut a little bit too far in order to show you what's in it. That's the food. Yep, grass and grain. He's got some little rocks. They eat rocks specifically to go in here, and this muscle contracts and the rocks work to grind the corn up, or whatever food there is. So I'm gonna go wash it real quick, and then I'll show you peeling it off. I want you to feel this with your thumb.
Oh, wow.
It's extremely tough stuff. I mean, you can't eat it for nothing.
Feels like a baby cow's tongue.
Yes, it's very tough. And so you peel it off, basically just like this, just by hand, I guess. Scrape it off, peel it off. It's kind of like rubber. And if you like kind of a tougher type meat, you'll love gizzard. If you don't, then you won't. It's not a tender cut of meat by no means, but in the South here, people love them fried chicken gizzards. They just love them. But a lot of people use them for catfish bait because they stay on the line so well.
Oh, that's
So, yeah, so there's the part you discard. The rest of this is just, it can be cooked. Most people just trim it up good, get rid of the fatty tissue, and maybe just cut it in half. I think fried chicken gizzards, they would actually go ahead and try to cut out some of that too. That's just toughness. That's all that is, just toughness. But at least it's clean. It doesn't have the old food in it. Ready to go.
awesome.
All right, so that's how you do the chickens. After that, you can package it however you want to. April got some shrink wraps that you just put around the chicken, dip it in hot water about 180 degrees, and it just shrinks right up around them birds. It's amazing. And then you can take it and freeze it. So, very simple and easy procedure, how to clean chickens. Hope this was clear enough that you can do it, no matter who you are. So we're gonna get on out of here. We hope you have a great day. We'll see you on the next video.